Good morning from Gainesville, Florida. You know something that's pretty cool? It's kind of still setting in. We ran a 398 yesterday. That's freaking awesome. Know the person behind us in traffic is wondering what just happened, because I was in the back seat with Marbles and Gravy, and we were all having about 3 square inches of room, and I said, screw it, I'm climbing into the trunk. That person is probably really wondering what he just saw.
There's a bike coming up. Am I right?
He's in the grass.
That's how you deal with traffic. Good morning, you sexy 3-second race car. How you doing? So, we're in Gainesville, Florida, and I have literally never been to a race here in Gainesville that at least one session hasn't rained out. Have you been to any? Austin hasn't been to any like that either. So we're expecting them to move us way up today. So Dad is working on getting gaskets, and then we're going to put this car together. And we might be running early, we might not get to run at all, or maybe we even get 2 runs, who knows. So at this point, me and Austin and Marbles are kind of just waiting on Dad, and once we have gaskets, we're gonna throw this thing together. The rain started. Might need a oil change or water change or whatever you want to call that in my toolbox, because it got placed under there. They just came by, it kind of stopped raining, and it's getting sunny. It's very humid, very, very humid. So NHRA just said that they're moving it up to as soon as they get the track dry, we're running. So hopefully it stays dry, honestly. And car's nearly together. We just gotta put the belt on, have Dad adjust the valves. Or Marbles, are you adjusting the valves? Marbles is adjusting the valves, and then valve covers, and we'll start her up. Let's do this. This is the first time we're fixing to warm Sweetheart up. Since she's a 390 car, so pretty cool. Oh boy, that scares me.
Oh yeah. Chicken burger.
Dad and Marbles are working on some stuff over here. What are they working on, Mr. Austin?
Adjusting the throttle blades, make sure they're actually centered in all the holes and that they're not catching when they close. Make it so like when he does the burnout and he lets off the gas, you hear the car sitting there revving up at 4,000 RPM. It's just because the blades couldn't close and he pushed close. So if you fix it and get it centered up, they'll just close every time.
And that makes it easier for him to get it into reverse, right? Because sometimes it can be a struggle.
Yep. Easier for reverse, easier to get it to idle.
That's something we struggle with on the Fool's Errand too.
No, that one, they're inset so far that you can't put them in on.
Ah.
This one, the blade's at the edge, so there's a whole lot of room for error on this one.
And it's also the top of the blade and the bottom of the blade are different. So like you can literally put them in upside down and make it 1,000% wrong. I've done it before when putting stickers on. Mother Nature has held off enough that we are up here in the lanes ready to go. They just ran all of Top Fuel and are starting Funny Car, but clouds pretty much everywhere all around us kind of scare me. So I don't know if we're gonna get a second session in. I think we'll probably be able to finish this one, hopefully, but I'm not completely sure. But the chances of a second session in my eyes are not hopeful. But we'll see how it goes. We're gonna go run our run and then get it serviced like we're going to the finals. So
we're gonna kick butt up there in that line.
Heck yeah. I think when we get those 2 new bodies mounted, we need to do a metallic blue, because that metallic red on Mr. Hagen's car and Mr. Stewart's car looks so freaking good. Pictures don't even do it justice.
Yeah, you can't tell when they post it on Instagram. You can't tell the metallic really.
No, it just looked red, but
Yeah,
the metallic
like,
is
red and blue.
Yeah.
And then it comes here, I'm like, whoa.
Whoa. Those clouds worry me. It is like really windy. Like we thought the Funny Car body was blowing away earlier. My water bottle just blew away. Slightly worried about Gravy blowing away because he's about as thin as a twig, so we might see him flying through the air a couple of times. And I guess by that logic, I might go flying through the air. So that's all right. That's cool. That's real cool. Yeah. Alright, it is time. Let's see if we can repeat last night. Yes! That's a 399! That's 2 threes in a row! Yes!
Haddock now has a 3-second run streak.
Yes!
Amazing. Austin West.
What you think of that, Miss Heather? Heck yeah! Heck yeah! Yes! Bracket car, heck yeah! Yeah! That is cool. That is cool. 2 3-second runs in a row. Yes.
See, how bad was his light? He left like 6 ever late.
Oh, 13!
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Oh, 13 lights! Oh, 13! That is. Oh, 13 on the tree. Oh, 13 on the tree. Yes! That is awesome! Oh, 13. Yes! Yes!
What about the 99?
I mean, that's cool too, but oh, 13. That says oh, 13 right there.
The journey to get here for this team and for yourself.
You know, this team's been through so many highs and lows and ups and downs, and in reality, we don't have the budget to be out here doing this. We do it on heart and desire. I'm blessed to be around people that kind of let me pursue my dreams when we shouldn't. I've had so many wonderful people teach me. We came in there yesterday and we wanted to make a good run on the first shot. We wanted to run it over something just so we didn't look stupid after being off for the whole season. And then, so I shut it off at 800 foot on the first run. And then last night, I didn't know how fast it went, but I had faster in the middle of the racetrack and you could feel it. And then we were just blessed and God gave us a 98. And then today to come out here and do a 99, it just shows it's not a fluke. This team's working hard. Someday we're going to get the chance to do it like everybody else. And until then, you all got to know we're here.
Those were tears when you hugged your son. I saw that.
There was a lot of tears.
Haddock, who just leaned over and said, "This is cool." How you told me in the pits earlier that you wanted to repeat a 3-second run, and you've done it. What's working so well?
Just trying to do the same thing. You know, over the off season, we spent a lot of time looking at last year. Last year, the car ran 4.0 all the time. It never went to the stripe on 8 cylinders. And someone pointed that out to me. So we started looking for the reasons, and the whole goal was to make it run on 8 cylinders. And they were right. It runs on 8, it goes fast. And now you have something you can tune on. I'm just so happy and blessed to be here. It's awesome to race with my family and my kids. I love it. And all the people that pay for this, thank you. Sorry, I forgot to mention everybody's name.
Oh, 13 reaction time, baby! I am going to insert some video from the THR team weekend that I didn't feel deserved its own video. I didn't feel it was valuable enough for its own video. But in this situation, it is good. So one thing that we're having to be careful of in between services right now is making sure the spark plugs are indexed correctly. And all the information for that is in this video coming right up. So you guys have seen me gapping spark plugs before, and it's a relatively simple job. I've taught McKailen to do it, I've taught Blaine how to do it, I've taught Ryan how to do it. It's an easy job. And this year, we are changing up what we're doing a little bit, and we are going to start indexing all of the plugs. Now, the way that this was explained to me, it's easiest to show on ahead, is since all the spark plugs are different lengths, different everything, they're not all the same, hang on, let me flip this. When you're trying to, there's no reason that the spark plug should be making fire over here. It really should be making fire towards the center of the chamber or wherever Dad wants it in this instance. So, all of these spark plugs are facing different ways. So, this year we are going to start indexing the spark plugs to where they all face to a certain spot, and the way it was explained to me by Austin is that it's going to be done by the washers that we have. You're going to add different washers, different heights, and each specific head, each specific hole has to have a specific washer, specific everything. So that's something we're going to start working on today. But before we can do that, I have 287 spark plugs that need gapped. So I'm going to be here for a few minutes. So, as we're doing this gapping process for all the spark plugs, we're also starting the indexing process. And the way that we're doing this, the more that I do it, the more I understand it. So, what we're doing is you take this spark plug and you thread it into this tool until it bottoms out, right? So, it's bottomed out right there, and you read it, and that would be a 4 right there, right? So, we mark 4 on the spark plug, and that spark plug is marked a 4. Well, take another spark plug and thread it all the way in, and this one's a 5, right? I'm not gonna thread it all the way in. I already marked it. I know it's a 5. So that shows that each spark plug is going to be different in the way that it's threaded, the way that it's made. It's just part of the manufacturing process. Well, you come in here and look at the head. This is the intake port right here, right? So if the electrode of the spark plug is shielded from the intake with the little stem here, then that changes how the spark plug ignites and burns. So in a perfect world, you want the 2 spark plugs facing each other in the chamber like this. And specifically, Alan Johnson is going to be sending us a chart on Monday morning of how exactly you want it done. But what we're going to end up doing is, say this 4 is your standard for the spark plug. What we're going to do is every hole, every spark plug hole, every head, everywhere that we own, we're going to have a spark plug screwed in. And once it's screwed in, you'll be able to tell where the electrode is. So say you screw this 4 in, right, and the electrode and the stem are like that, right? Well, if you want them to be like that, you can use the little puck measuring device thing, and say, okay, you're really going to need a 6 for right there. And that way, every head that we have is going to be able to be stamped, and we know exactly what spark plug size is going to be needed in every head. So we're going through, we've got 287 spark plugs that we have to gap and measure for this. And I'm still learning about it, but it's a really cool process because Dad was just on the phone with Mr. Alan Johnson, and changing the direction the spark plugs face can be enough to either make it drop a hole or not have enough power or do all kinds of stupid stuff. So everything that we're doing, we're trying to make the car as perfect as possible and hopefully get 3 from it. Well, quite literally 7 hours later, but we have 287 gapped and marked, ready to be indexed spark plugs. That took forever. A little bit exhausting and monotonous, but I'm glad that it's done. The car is about ready to go back together. We're just waiting on Dad to confirm gaskets. Heads are ready to go, plugs are in them, everything's clean and ready to go. I even greased up the push rods. Everything's good. Everything good down here, Austin?
I'm almost done with my job. I'm the best there ever was.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I've got to click this wrench twice and I'm done. Don't get any better than this.
I think you're missing something though still.
There's a Bluetooth, don't worry about them side bolts.
Bluetooth side bolt, Bluetooth
I was
oil
clicking
pan.
this wrench 2 more times.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Also, people who follow us need to go watch the movie Talladega Nights, because we got a couple of hate comments on the post on Instagram and Facebook about me calling Dad a semi-professional race car driver. That's a Talladega Nights reference, not a dig at Dad. So, take the comedy, go watch the movie, and take the comedy. Learn to laugh. Live, laugh, love. Right, Austin?
Yeah, now get to work.
All right, bye. One thing that we've really been working on and stressing, mostly to me this year, is teamwork and kind of being a team player. And that's something I didn't do too good at last year, and that I'm really working on doing a good job and making sure I can help everybody else as soon as I can when I'm done. So Marbles is currently working on adjusting the valves, and as soon as he finishes the left side of the car, he's got to come to the right side and do the same thing. Well, left side is his side, but what I'm going through is I'm going through and getting everything ready, putting his valve cover on, putting spark plugs in, everything as ready as possible as soon as he's done adjusting the left side, so that when he's done adjusting the right side, his job is done and he can work on anything else that's needed, and then I can come over and finish my job. So it's something that I'm really working on this weekend and really trying to get better at this season, and obviously it's showing on the car, and the car knows when we're all mad at each other and not getting along and all pissed off. So it's liking it so far. Right, Austin?
Yeah, I fixed that.
He did. He basically told me
So
I was gonna
far.
die.
Told him I'd fire him.
For the record, these Saturday night lights are cooler than any other, better than any party, any other race, anything else that you could be at. These are the Saturday night lights that are the coolest. But also on the other side of that, that is really, really concerning. On my way back up to the lanes where the car is, I had to run back to the pit and grab my GoPro and a snack. GoPro to film, snack because I was fixing to fall over if I didn't get something. Let's just go see if we can do it again, why don't we? It's been a good weekend so far, let's keep it going. So, while we were sitting up there in the lanes, it started downpouring after they finished Top Fuel, just before they started Funny Car. And Brittany Force had a massive explosion that slowed us way down. So we didn't end up getting to make the second session. So we just got back, and Dad doesn't want us taking the car apart in a downpour, so we're just back in here untorquing the rods. I'm getting to help Austin since my job is pretty much done. And then just gonna untorque the rods and then go home. All right, so Mr. Tim wanted to treat us all to a nice dinner tonight. So are we in Gainesville?
Sure.
I think we're in Gainesville. We're in Florida. We're definitely still in Florida. And you can't really see it because my phone camera's a mess, but this place is really nice. So huge thank you to Mr. Tim to treating us to a nice dinner, and I'll show you guys some more inside. For calamari for the table. Go ahead, Tyler.
I don't know who it was, but thank you.
Sitting here saying, oh yeah, you definitely got to get the ones with the tentacles.
Oh, that, yeah. I thought you were talking about something else.
Just trying to get Dad to try something, and he is not having this. Try it, Dad. Dad, come on now, try it. You're on the vlog, not trying it. Try it. We're excited about that because we thought it was bread. It's cauliflower.
Yeah, I thought it was like a mushroom or something, to be honest.
And everybody's attacking it like it's gonna walk off. Just comes by and was like, hey, can we take any of your plates? And Tyler's like, oh yeah, Jake might like his clean, so make sure you take his.
I'm sorry if it's sticky.
So I just wanted to take a minute and thank, this is Tim from Team D Express. He's been in videos. I don't know if I've officially ever introduced him, but I just wanted to say, A, thank you for taking us out to this very fancy dinner, and B, thank you for everything you've done to help us. This weekend we got our first consecutive three, Dad's best reaction time like ever, and Dad's best mile an hour twice. So
The stars are aligning.
yes, sir. And
It's our weekend.
Big thank you to you and everything you do.
I
And
just wanted to have this meal and show my appreciation for all the hard work and dedication this team has. The thing that sticks out of my mind is the youth in this team, the enthusiasm, the professionalism. It's just a great atmosphere we have here. The true underdogs are coming to the top.
yes, sir. Well, we're glad you're a part of it. Thank you for everything you do. So that was another amazing day. I think that's got to be his best reaction time ever, which is really, really cool. Dad's career best speed, again, resetting that to a 3:16, and then another 3-second run, which is so freaking cool. So freaking cool. It is. We've worked so hard to get there, and then 2 back-to-back is genuinely amazing and one of the coolest things ever. Next, let's see. Tomorrow morning, we run Chad Green, so that's going to be a fun matchup. And then, what else? That's all I got at the moment. I'm just feeling so blessed right now. God is really showing in our lives and really helping us out as much as he can, and just got to trust in God's timing and trust in his plan and have patience, which is one thing that I struggle with more than anything. I suck at patience. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow, and never, ever give up.